everybody? Welcome to I'll Be Drammed. Today we're bringing you a bottle that most everybody knows about, most people chase. We're going to do a little Buffalo Trace review. Robinson, tell us about this bottle.
Okay, so you're looking at a undisclosed mash bill coming out of Buffalo Trace. They actually don't let you know, but it is Buffalo Trace mash bill number 1. It's actually going to be a low rye, but this is the non-age stated, but 7 to 9 years, 90 proof, $30 roughly. So everyone sort of knows a little bit about Buffalo Trace as far as it's really delicious bottle, but hard to find. But if you can find it, it's great value.
Right, but I mean, you can find it. It's just a matter of what you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, and I think it's becoming more and more available.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like, they said they were going to make it more available, and now they have.
Yeah, with the expansion coming, I think that's one of the main things they're going to do is produce a lot more of their standard line products.
Right. And here in North Carolina, though, I mean, as soon as it hits the shelf, somebody's snatching it up, typically.
Give me that Buffy Trace.
Right, let me get that Buffy.
Yeah, and there's a reason why everyone loves this. It's delightful on the nose.
Yeah. It's a good entrance into bourbon too for people that aren't.
Right, it's something that, again, at the value, if you can find it at retail, I think in North Carolina right now it's what, $32.01 tax and all.
Something.
Yeah, roughly like that. Yeah.
But I mean, it's
nice,
it's your
sweet
base bourbon, right? Vanilla, caramel.
Yeah,
they do store picks of this too, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Or barrel picks.
Yeah. So
now the barrel picks, because this is a small batch, right?
Right.
So are the barrel picks a small batch pick? Like they go, hey, this is our blend. Pick which blend you want, or the Buffalo Trace just go, hey.
No, they're single barrels.
They're single barrels. They're just proof down.
But from what I understand with Buffalo Trace, you don't really necessarily get to select. They have.
They call you.
Kind of like the Old Forester picks, right?
They're like, hey, we've got a single barrel. Yeah.
Do you want it or no?
There's just so much demand for that single barrel. But yeah, if you can get a single barrel Buffalo Trace, which we've run across some of those for $30, $35, that's a steal. You should always do that if you can.
Definitely. I think the last one we picked up was our friends down at Palmetto Liquors. They had a single barrel Buffalo Trace pick.
Delicious.
Good. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. You getting anything outside of the normal on this? I feel like it's a sort of this profile that we always sort of say this is a standard profile, but I would say this is sweeter than average.
Little white pepper on the finish.
Okay. Yeah. I know this is weird. It's not mine, but here lately, the Buffalo Trace I've been drinking, I'm getting a little bit of like grape juice on the front.
Okay, that's somewhat common. I feel a lot of people say they get grape or strawberry. I get.
What do you have to do in the process to get a fruity? Like, how does that come about?
Add some dried fruits to the barrel.
I mean, is that something you put in the mash?
I don't know the answer to that, but I would say the yeast strain would matter a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if anybody knows the answer to that question, please drop it in the comments, because that's a true question. I have no idea. I understand how you get chocolate. I understand how you get like the coffee, the tobacco, all that stuff comes from level of char in the barrel, how long it sits in the barrel, things like that. But,
right.
And the reason I'm saying that is because of, you think about Four Roses, what they do with their different yeast strains and stuff, and
that's true.
They're able to kind of tell you what it's going to be based off of their mash bill yeast strain combination. So I would say that would be what I would lean towards the most. And generally, the longer it's aged, the less bright and fruity it seems to be. That's at least my opinion. It tends to be more darker, and you get into more of the chocolates and the coffee flavors and stuff like that.
So this was Mash Bill 1.
Mash Bill 1.
Right. So what else comes off of Mash Bill 1?
So you got your Stag products. I believe the H. Taylor is
I thought H. Taylor was 2.
I think that's Elmer T. Lee's 2.
Elmer T. Lee is definitely 2.
Yeah.
Maybe H. Taylor is 1. Blanton's is 2.
Eagle Rare is going to be 1.
Yep.
So Eagle Rare is essentially the same thing we're looking at here, just aged a little longer. Still going to be 90 proof,
The age makes a big difference between Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare, though.
Eagle Rare is 10 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, all Eagle Rare is 10 years except for the B-Tac.
And what's their age range for Buffalo Trace?
They don't actually say, but it's like 6 to 8.
Okay.
You know, something in that range.
I feel like everything that's not age stated out there is like rumored 6 to 8. I feel like that's what we always find is like 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a good pour, though.
It is.
Yeah, just a basic, like you say, entry-level bourbon. I mean, this is something you can't go wrong with.
This is a good daily drinker if it was always on the shelf.
Mm-hmm. If it's always on the shelf at retail, this would be probably my go-to just pick-up bottle.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other thing you have to say is most people that are into bourbon, they've had Buffalo Trace.
Right.
But anybody that's wanting to get into it or...
Well, that's the purpose of this, right? It's people that are looking.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
That's why we're doing this.
So
if you can find it, you have to at least try it. I mean, it's kind of like one of those tickets into.
And that being said, Benchmark, if you can't find Buffalo Trace, the Benchmark line, their Benchmark small batch or the bonded, in my opinion, it's right there, kind of the same sort of flavor profile, and they're even a little cheaper, a lot more readily available. So
yeah, Benchmark's starting to pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, not just, we used to be able to just find the 8 just laying around, and now the entire line, the small batch, the full proof, the top floor, all that stuff's just laying around.
All those guys.
Yeah, and you can buy the entire Benchmark lineup for $100 roundabout.
Yeah. As far as like, it's a 90 proofer, the viscosity and all that stuff sort of. It's on par for what you would expect. It's not. It doesn't taste or mouthfeel's not like thin, but it's what you'd expect with 90 proof.
Yeah. I think it's middle of the road. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, we've said this already, but definitely a buy again at retail.
Yeah. It's a great value for sure.
The problem is these private run states. Sometimes you'll find this at retail. Sometimes it's $200. So, do I think it's worth $200? No.
Yeah.
I think top dollar on this would be $50.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that would have to be a barrel select.
Right. Yeah. That would be top dollar for me on this bottle. Would be $50.
Yeah, I was in South Carolina last week, and a guy offered me a bottle of it at one of the stores, and I asked him how much it was, and he was like, "It's $90." And I'm like, "No."
Well, remember that one store? That one store we were in, we had to buy one of his other bottles that he was trying to get rid of that had clearance to get a chance to buy Buffalo Trace at $90 a bottle.
That's true.
And
we
just looked at each
other. They think highly of it. Yeah,
they did.
No,
yeah,
we're leaving.
But and I get some of the stores because if they get such a small amount because they don't do a lot and they're distributors. But I'm like, you can't be selling it though with some of this stuff.
It's a museum bottle.
Yeah.
But, and it's not something that's going to sit on the shelf for you just to stare at. Like, just get a drink and find another one.
Yeah,
drink and find another one.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't tried it, give it a try. If you get the opportunity, it's really good. But I would say, don't go way out of your way. It's not the holy grail of bourbon. It is good. It's not worth, paying 2 and 3 times the MSRP. It's not that. But, if you can get it close to MSRP or at MSRP, for sure, pull the trigger. It's good.
All right. Well, I think that pretty well wraps up Buffalo Trace. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let us know. You can email us. You can drop a comment in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Where I'll be Drammed. We'll see you next time.
I've missed that.
I forgot y'all were doing that.